Right, hello? My name's Waldowski, and this is Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. Right, can you just go straight into the sound? I'm going to turn everything down to 3 and keep the voices at 4. See Shanty's on, spoken language English. Sound. Yeah, video. Subtitles on. Do we need subtitle background? We'll leave that off for now. HUD. Controls, credits. Let's jump straight into it then, shall we?
Stay my blade from the flesh of the innocent. Hide in plain sight. Never compromise the assassin brotherhood. These are the tenets of the creed, the principles I used to live by. I was a young man then. The 7 Years' War was about to begin. I could not have imagined what the future had in store for me, nor the cost I would choose to bear. My name is Shay Patrick Cormac. This is my story.
Kill the assassin. We got treasures already. Should we take an up route? I know what, am I overthinking this?
Well, we won't lack for firewood at least.
Admit it, I nearly had you.
Nearly counts for nothing, Shay. And besides, no. That was just luck.
I make my own luck, Liam.
You've been saying that for years, but you're precious little to show for it. Or have you been spending it all getting out of trouble?
Well, you know, trouble just follows me around.
Let's head back. Come on. Captain de Andre and his crew must have run into some trouble. Who knew meeting with smugglers would lead?
Oof. Should you read that quickly? I don't know. Liam O'Brien was born in Plymouth, Massachusetts, to Irish immigrants. After years of struggling to survive on a farm, the family moved to New York, where his father began work for a rich merchant, loading ships bound for England. Liam eventually joined him, and it was there he first met a young boy named Shay Cormac, who was visiting his father in the Merchant Marine. The two boys became friends, and Liam looked after the younger boy, who lived in a rough neighbourhood and was showing a talent for getting into trouble. As Liam continued to work, he was shocked to learn that despite all the profits made by their employer, the employees remained underpaid and mistreated. Tensions rose between the two sides. In 1736, Liam recruited a few of his young co-workers to begin robbing their employer. However, he was caught and was forced to kill a man in self-defense. In order to protect his son, his father took the blame for the murder and was executed by the authorities. Lost, Liam drifted from one job to the next, distancing himself from everyone he knew, including his young friend Shay. He kept on robbing New York's richest citizens so he could send money to his mother, whom he was too ashamed to face. In 1738 he met Achilles, who began to give him small tasks to perform, such as delivering messages to a Wolastoqiyik man named Kesagawasi in the frontier. Achilles' influence grew on him. He began to look up to the man, who finally managed to teach him about right and wrong, and eventually the assassins and their creed. In 1743, Liam became Achilles' first mentee and quickly learned from him. Liam helped Achilles recruit the remainder of his colonial brotherhood, Chevalier de Verandrai, Kesagawasi and Hope. In 1748, Liam found his childhood friend Shay Cormac, whose life was shattered after his father died at sea. Liam helped him get back on his feet, and the two became inseparable. Later that year, Liam introduced Shay to Achilles, and it wasn't long before his young friend joined the assassins. Liam was tasked to keep an eye on their latest recruit.
I still don't understand why you can't tell me what we're doing here.
Because Chevalier decided not to tell you.
I thought we were friends, Liam.
We are, but this is business. It doesn't concern you, Shay.
Money, money, money. Oh, wait. So this is
Am I going too fast for you?
I'm just keeping an eye on you, in case you fall down and hurt yourself.
Assassin's Creed 4, right?
Hurry. We best not keep Chevalier waiting.
Où sont ces crétins? Hold it!
Oh. He was going to say something then.
Where the hell were you two?
We're out hunting. What happened here?
My men were attacked by some English sea dogs.
Why, Captain Joseph, couldn't you fight them all off by yourself like you're always saying?
It is Capitaine Louis-Joseph Gauthier, Chevalier de la Vérandrie. And you are dreaming if you think any training could make you into a proper assassin. Do you even know what that means? It means being responsible for an ancient and proud tradition. It means obeying your mentor without question. How else will we ensure freedom for the human race?
Them's pretty words, Chevalier. But I don't feel too free at the moment.
Well then, feel educated! Viens, viens! Viens, viens! I will teach you some manners, boy. You simpleton! You rot-brained cabbage farmer!
Stop! We got a common enemy, and I reckon he's close.
The Royal Navy attack my vessel and force my men to flee. We are stranded, and what is worse, the smugglers we were supposed to meet have been taken prisoner.
Shay and I'll free those smugglers. You treat your wounded.
Take these. You'll need them.
Tread with care, Shay. The Royal Navy will be ready for us. Remember your training.
Can you read that too? Oh, it's not quite so long. 1707 born. 1717. Louis-Joseph Gaultier, Chevalier de la Vérendrye, was born to a family of explorers on Ile aux Vaches in New France. In 1735 he went on his first expedition with his father to Fort St. Charles on Lake of the Woods. A year later he re-established Fort Maurepas. He was rewarded with the title of Chevalier Knight from his father, who passed over Louis-Joseph's older brother to do so. He spent the next 4 years exploring North Dakota and Manitoba. In 1744, de la Vérendrye became why does my controller keep doing that? Became a frontier post commander for the French government. It was around this time that he met Achilles and Liam O'Brien and helped them complete an assassin mission. In 1746, Achilles asked de la Vérendrye to join them, an offer that was gladly accepted. De la Vérendrye lost his father in 1749, and further explorations westward were disrupted by politics. Later that same year, he met Shay Cormac for the first time and took an instant dislike to him. In 1752, de la Vérendrye returned to fur trading, but business did not go well for him. It says de la Vérendrye quite a lot, doesn't it? Sorry. Remain undetected. Oh no, we got optional objectives already. What were they? Kill all Brit. Oh, what? Do we have to do these in one go? That seems...
Ready to teach him a lesson?
They don't stand a chance.
Where are your mates now, you bilge rat? Talk before I bash out your brains!
Your vicious murdering streak ends here, Dave. Keep an eye out, lads. Their pals are still out there somewhere.
There he goes.
Oh. I got detected, didn't I?
Tread with care, Shay. The Royal Navy will be ready for us. Remember your training. Ready to teach him a lesson?
They don't stand a chance.
Where are your mates now, you bilge rat? Talk before I bash out your brains! We will find them and let them bury what's left of you.
Keep an eye out, lads. Their pals are still out there somewhere.
There he goes again.
This is awkward. Oh, is he going to kill him? We haven't been detected, have we? Can we get a double assassination on these two? Have we killed all the British guards yet? No.
Happy hunting, lads.
Set her ablaze!
Sink that French vessel.
She's no match for you!
Ha ha! Yeah!
How are we going to kill all these guys on their ship? Without being detected. Go, 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 go. Quick, quick. Quick, quick, quick.
I was saving those fellas for you.
Very thoughtful. Maybe you were not completely useless, Sheikh.
Speaking of useless, those blockheads won't be needing this vessel anymore.
This pile of mail? You want her, Shay? She is yours. Now bring me back to my ship.
Chevalier, this vessel is yours, Shay. Go on. Take the wheel. Some of the men you rescued agreed to join us. They should prove a good crew.
I'm not so certain about their captain, but next to me you are the most experienced sailor in the Brotherhood chain. Besides...
I keep missing all this chat stuff. Chatting up the storm. Oh, how do I get on the boat? It's not a boat, it's a ship. Oh god, I'm freezing. Something tells me this game's it's gonna be awkward with the optional objectives.
She's mine, ain't she? My own ship.
Your own pile of garbage, yes?
Ah, with a lick of paint and a few new cannons, she'll look as fine as anything on the seven seas.
Shall we begin, Captain?
Indeed, mate.
Oh, come now.
She's a mess, but she's still afloat. And her name's the Morgan.
Morgane? That silly fairy queen who ruined Merlin, the wise? Oh, she's perfect for you, Shay.
The Morgan was an old goddess, the queen of war and darkness.
Firing cannons, hold... Wait, fire cannons, hold L2, move R2 to aim and then press R2 to shoot. Shoot the hull for maximum damage.
She harvested the souls of fallen warriors. Perfect indeed.
Ah.
Bloody miss! Ready here!
We picked up a fragment.
A ship! She's false shin! They will sink her!
Let's put the Morgan to the test, Shay.
Ready for battle, men!
Fire the cannons, okay.
Stop them, boy!
As much sail as you can! Fire!
In sail! Without all she'll take!
Fire!
They're tearing her to pieces! Do something!
Raise! Awaiting orders, sir!
Fire! Fire!
My ship!
Fire!
No trouble, Captain!
There's the gallant and right! All sail, shall take it! Fire!
She's thundering!
Fire!
Stations! Now!
Fire!
On the flanks!
It seems this vessel is battle ready after all. I will return to what is left of the depot. It's a long way home, and we have repairs to do.
Sing hearty, lads! Chevalier's pleased with us.
What course would you have me set, Shay?
Time to report back to the mentor. Wouldn't you agree?
Wise words, Captain. Wise words.
What the hell did you do? It's some kind of dormant virus? Shit! Hang on, I'm getting you out of there. Sorry for the rough exit. Your piece working, check. You were just an animus. Animus, yes? You were using it to access a genetic memory file in Helix labeled Shay Cormac? You work for Abstergo Entertainment, remember? Any of this ringing a bell? Your session triggered something bad, and it's affecting the whole building. We need to find your boss. You haven't forgotten your boss, have you? Melanie LeMay, zipper, chipper, overachiever? Here, take your communicator, check it if you get lost. Now let's get out of here. Follow me. Double time. This chaos is absolutely your fault, in case you're wondering.
Rising Phoenix. Oh, this shit is my fault, is it? What's going on? There's all these security people around.
Hurry! We gotta get out of here!
Why?
Come on, everyone! Just like we practiced in our safety drills. Everything is gonna be okay, guys. Stay positive.
See, is there
We gotta get out of here!
anything interesting around? Don't know. This place is a mess.
Come with me if you want to live.
Huh. Terminator. Hey, wait, this door's open.
Hurry! We gotta get out of here!
What's in here? Oh, there's something. Oh no.
Hey, numbskull, don't wander off!
What have we done? Jean-Francois Brunet. I don't know how to say this politely, so please don't think this is anything personal or a reflection of you or your work. You're a star, but I think doing an entire virtual feature about Loreno Torres is the single most boring pitch that's ever come across my desk. Sorry, ML. One out of 20.
What's wrong with you? Come on!
I'm sure we'll come back here at some point and get collectibles
Hey,
and
numbskull, don't wander off!
all that good stuff. And I guess I should stop being a numbskull and wandering off. I should follow.
What the hell is happening?
A file labeled Shay Cormac was booby-trapped with some kind of virus.
Your job is to prevent things like this.
We need to contain these genetic memories, then we can destroy them.
No. Isolate them. I want to study these memories.
But
With respect, Miss LeMay, this is not a request.
You heard the man.
fine.
I need to borrow your numbskull. That okay with you, Ms. LeMay?
Hey there, this might seem a bit weird, but you're gonna work for contractors we hired to, you know, upgrade our security. Mr. Otto Berg and Miss Violet DaCosta.
Call me Violet.
I have to go check on our people and prepare a statement for the press. Do whatever they tell you to do, okay? Go team!
Technically, you're not responsible for this, but you're the one who let the virus out, so I think it's only fair you help me clean it up. Mr. Berg wants us to relive Shay's genetic memories. To do that, we need to access them from Helix. But the Helix is down. We'll have to reboot the main servers in the basement. Man, whoever designed this virus is a genius. Not only does it restrict our access to the cloud, it's adapted to fuck up the other operating systems that regulate building functions. Melanie? The elevators are out of commission. Are we stuck on this floor?
Damn, yes. I'll get a repair crew on site ASAP.
There's a working area server on this floor. I guess that'll have to do for now.
Agent DaCosta, I want regular updates on your progress with Shay's genetic memories.
Why? He's just a nobody as far as I can tell.
If Shay Cormac is who I suspect he is, then this temporary setback may provide us with an unexpected...
Sorry, that was more interesting. Hi Robert. You come highly recommended and I'm thrilled to have you in our studio. I'm putting you to work on a special project for me. Your subject is Arnaud Dorian. His story takes place during the French Revolution. I want you to explore every avenue of his life that you can. The goal is to have a new blockbuster to present to the Abstergo brass next year. As such, this is super classified. Your direct supervisor will be Aidan St. Clair, CC'd. You can only discuss this project with Aidan or myself, as you'll probably be logging some overtime in your animus. I've added a mandatory weekly meeting with our psychiatrist, Dr. Bibot, CC'd, to make sure you're not suffering from any bleeding effect. Welcome to Abstergo Entertainment. Don't let me down.
Reward. Proceed to the server room on this floor.
What? Okay, let's just go there then. Can we run? Oh, we can run. That's not right.
Do you see a flashing wireless signal? Great. That means you can still access systems. Go ahead and patch me into their feed.
Okay.
Once you restore the server, I'll connect your Animus workstation back to Helix. In theory, if you align the beams to segments of the core, it should solve the problem. But here's where it gets tricky. You have to move the circles in such a way that each segment is powered by a beam. The keyword here is each. One beam and one beam only per core segment, okay? Once everything is lit up properly, the system will reboot. Got it? Give it a shot.
I'm hoping this is simpler than it sounds. Modifiers affect the direction of the beam at a certain angle. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is complicated. Powering the core. Power a core segment by hitting one with a beam. If the core segment is red, that means that two or more beams are hitting it at the same time. If the core segment is blue, it's powered correctly. When all the cores are powered, the system is repaired.
Good job. This core wasn't too complex. But rebooting the advanced hardware in the rest of the building will require more work.
The assassins would have you believe that Al-Mualim was a great mentor who became corrupted with greed, and that he schemed with the Templars to acquire an apple of Eden. I see instead a shrewd and cunning leader, a man who used his best assassin, Altair ibn Lahad, to eliminate his conspirators in order to keep the apple for himself, so that he could use it to enforce world peace. While it must be stated unequivocally that Al-Mualim was not a Templar, it is interesting to me that his vision of peace was more in line with Templar philosophy than assassin. In the past, both sides had the same goal, that of peace. Our only difference was how we chose to achieve it. Had Al-Mualim not been killed by Altair and allowed to carry out his plan, perhaps we would not be fighting now. It was only after Altair reformed the Brotherhood with its new ideals of free will that the conflict truly escalated and spread across the planet. For if the so-called wise man of the mountain can see things from our point of view, surely the same can be said for other assassins.
Berg discovers that the old man of the mountain was wise indeed.
Okay, so I'm not sure you're supposed to see that. You should just get back to your Animus. With the servers back online, you could, in theory, restore your co-workers' workstations if you feel like being helpful. And you could, in theory, find some more digital goodies if you feel like being sneaky. Hey, one of your co-workers dropped his communicator by the elevator. If you see any tech lying around like that, grab them. There might be a clue as to who did this.
Now that you have unlocked Shay Cormac's memories, we stand on the brink of a grand discovery. I know you must have questions about your new assignment, or about me. For now, all I will say is that Shay's story contains the answers. Shay will lead you to a greater understanding.
That's who his voice reminds me of. Pritchard, isn't it? From Deus Ex. Anyway. They're giving me a lot more freedom, aren't they? Let's see. How do we do it then? A splitter and a refract. So how do these... Do you know, I don't know... I don't know how this works. Well, that was just luck.
Following the Great Purge of 2000, William Miles became the de facto leader of the Assassins. A cunning and ruthless strategist, he trained several agents who infiltrated Abstergo, including Clay Kazmarek and Lucy Stillman. In late 2012, I captured William Miles in Cairo and delivered him to Warren Vidic in Rome. Miles' son, Desmond, attacked Abstergo, killed Vidic and Master Templar Daniel Cross. He fled to a First Civilization temple in New York. On December 21st, Desmond Miles was killed inside the precursor structure. The grieving William Miles went underground and left the Brotherhood in the hands of Gavin Banks. Banks led a small team across the globe, attempting to rebuild assassin cells. We have confirmed sightings in Kyoto, Moscow, and Paris. Miles resurfaced in late 2013, and we have confirmed his involvement in the infiltration of Abstergo Entertainment Montreal by the assassins Sean Hastings and Rebecca Crane. Both Miles and Banks remain at large. Agent DaCosta has tasked the Akashic satellite Plexus to sweep the planet for traces of assassin activities. We have yet to locate them.
Well, this is already giving us a lot more information about what exactly happened after Assassin's Creed 3. Oh, we can't get in there. You need a level 3 keycard. It does the things with the salts in your body. Sorry, that's a Metal Gear Solid reference again. More cores. So how does... I don't know how that works. How does the refraction work? That seems... Oh shit. Oh god, this is real complicated. Ugh. Oh. I don't know how to do this. My brain doesn't work this way. Oh wait. Oh no, that's not going to work because my brain just does not work this way. Trying to brute force it now. Wait, hang on, I might have it. Damn. If we could get... Oh, that was good. I was lucky, I mean.
Okay, the numbskull is in another Animus session, and I've required caffeine. All is right with the world.
Good.
This isn't really your kind of mission, is it, boss?
Every mission is important in its own way.
Still, I bet you'd rather be out with the rest of the team, hunting Sean Hastings or something.
Wouldn't you?
Hell yeah. I want a front row seat for that show.
Any word from Sorkin?
He's scheduled to update me in 43 minutes.
Good.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
What's it like, using an Animus?
I went through the Animi training program. It felt like the drills we used to do in the UT Jaeger.
You never use a normal Animus like this one? To relive your own genetic history?
Only once.
Really? Who were you?
I was a young man. On the Viking raid on Lindsey Farm.
793, northeastern coast of England. Sorry, history nerd. So, how was it?
It was summer. Good sailing weather. The monastery was a center for religious studies, and we crashed into the city like a tidal wave.
And?
We pillaged and burned. They thought we were demons. The details of the memory were so vivid. I lost myself in the bloodlust. I defeated a Saxon, a great warrior, but did not want to kill him. I invited him to join our clan.
Ah, Norse adoption rituals. The chance to sail the world with the Vikings.
Yes. A chance to see the world as it really is.
What happened then?
He wept. Then he cried out that God had abandoned his people and that nothing remained but chaos. I felt such pity for him. I killed him without a second thought.
After we're done here, are we gonna have to kill the numbskull?
We will see.
Whoa, kill the numbskull? Isn't that me? That was 3 out of 20. Oh god, I hope that was a difficult one. Can we have a look at a map? Ah, hello. So we went up there, didn't we? That was locked. Should we get these other computers? Can we go? We can't go in the main room, can we? Wait, and that's... hold on. There's a camera room over here.
Sorry, but this is a restricted area.
Why can't I just try the door, just in case? Oh god. Hi, MO. Oh, it's okay, because if we miss tablets, I can search, can't I? Well, maybe. I agree that Ezio's shady character makes him unsuitable for a leading role, so maybe we can take him out altogether and create a virtual tourism feature. Something like travel to the Italian Renaissance for a taste of fine wine, free thought, and filthy hearts as Abstergo entertainment shows you the true meaning of enlightenment. Attend wild parties, witness spectacles unseen for 500 years, and rub elbows with the most famous nerd in the world. The most famous nerd the world has ever known, Leonardo da Vinci. I'm also considering a series focusing on some notable serial killers of history. Ezio certainly qualifies. Anyway, have a think and let me know what you come up with, Mull.
Nice find. If it was me, I'd snoop to see if there's any juicy stuff on it. But I might be a terrible person.
What? Is she saying we're a terrible person for looking at it? Wow, thank God this one looks simpler.
Kenway remains a controversial figure for me. I have great respect for him. After all, he was the Grand Master of the Colonial Rite, charged with finding a precursor site. Haytham was cunning and ruthless, but he had a streak of emotional weakness that ultimately triggered his downfall. He lost his father when he was a child, and the British Grand Master Reginald Birch raised him to become a Templar Knight. Haytham eventually learned that his father, Edward, had been an assassin. That he chose to stay a Templar, rather than follow in his father's footsteps, indicates to me that he believed he was already on the right path. When Haytham discovered that Birch was the one who murdered his father, he and his sister killed him in revenge. I believe this was the beginning of his downfall. Templars kill for efficiency, not petty emotions. When he discovered that his son Connor was an assassin working against him in the colonies, the same emotional weakness stayed his blade. A pity Connor did not show him the same mercy.
We're getting lots of information, aren't we? Right, that one was okay, so there's one up there. That's our animus. Oh, we've got to look out for notes too, haven't we? Do you think I should leave notes actually and then get a map? Oh, so it defers it. Oh, but that's awkward. Because that one always lights up the wrong one. Wait, hang on. Got it.
Hey, boss. Calling from Germany?
Yes, I am in Essen, searching for an artifact called the Ankh of Isis. Can you tell me anything about it?
Give me a minute to fire up my machines here. Okay. Not much. There's an obscure file from the data dump scanner that mentions it. It was allegedly 14th century Germany, where an assassin named Lucas Zergberg fought a Templar offshoot called the Brothers of the Cross. How original.
That's the file that led me to this bland shit pile. Is there anything else? Anything outside of Abstergo official records?
Nobody's ever seen the thing. There's all kinds of stories about its history. From Roman Gallia, Egypt during the Middle Ages, and even a cell of modern-day assassins. Oh. And it apparently raises the dead.
Is there any evidence to support this?
None at all. You know what I think? I think this is bullshit the assassins are spreading around so that people like us waste our valuable time sniffing after it. Smells like a trap.
Agreed. Keep an eye out for new information about the Ankh. While it may not lead to an artifact, we may be able to follow the data back to some assassins.
You got it, boss. Where are you off to next?
Cuba. I'm going to excavate the observatory.
The observatory. Hey, isn't that? That's the Prince of Persia, isn't it? Warrior Within. Got some Far Cry 3 booklets. Yeah.
I can't let you in here. I suggest you move along.
That's the trouble with searching for these tablets, is that there's lots of stuff on the ground that you can confuse. So there should be a door. Okay, it's locked. Right, shall we continue with our animusing? Trophy earned. Did I do that?
It has been a long time.
Achilles.
Adewale, how go things in the West Indies?
Very poorly, I'm afraid.
Your countenance tells me we should discuss this. Come.
Who's our visitor?
That's Adewale, who's a slave who freed himself, and hundreds of his brothers in the West Indies. That man's a living incarnation of the Creed.
See?
You join me for some practice?
Soon. I've got other business first.
Tell me what happened, old friend.
It was terrible, Achilles. The ground shook, and the ocean waves crashed over Port-au-Prince.
How many were lost?
Thousands. No family was left untouched.
I hate to bring up practical matters at a time like this, but did Macandal's man complete his task before the earthquake hit?
I cannot know. Vendredi has not been found. He was a strong Maroon, one of Macandal's best students.
Such a shame. So we cannot know if he found the site.
Indeed. But if there was a temple under the waves, I doubt it is still standing.
And the artifacts that showed the way?
Stolen. The Templars broke in during the chaos. They seized the manuscript and precursor box. I gave chase on the sea but lost their trail when they reached New York.
We must consider what to do next.
This is odd, coming back to the Assassin's Creed 3 territory in the same kind of gameplay that you get from Assassin's Creed 4. 2 ships. Can we search this whole area then? We might come back here though, might we? Should we get on and get on with our objective? What are you doing standing there?
Making others wait for you as usual?
Why's he always...
I heard that Liam's waiting for you. Seen him yet?
Why are you always breaking my balls? Mistress Hope.
You are late.
Oh, what did I miss?
Only the first hour of training.
We're always training, Kisagawase.
And will continue to do so.
Do not waste your words. Shay abhors improvement as much as cats abhor leashes.
Hey.
A pity. The boy has so much potential. But so little discipline.
All right. All right. What would you have me do?
Well played.
Learn from the people. Complete your training.
So, what's the challenge today?
Shooting straight and true. Here, you can use these.
These are yours.
Well, I want you to have half a chance of succeeding. Go on. Shoot these targets. You can take your time, but not too much. With more work after this. Reload. Anyone can hit targets standing still. Let's see how you do on the run. Come on, hurry up.
Oh, that's not good. Ah, oh, great. Shoot, why don't you oh, that's not the target.
Come on, hurry up.
Did we do the optional objective? What happens if I reload? I don't know if I did the optional objective, did I? What, you gotta do it in 40 seconds? Oh damn, what? No, 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 no.
You should.
Can we retry this as many times as we want? I think we might have to restart the whole... Sorry. Let's restart the memory. Can we skip this? Skip. Oh no.
It has been a long time.
Achilles.
How can we not skip this?
How go things in the West Indies?
Very poorly, I'm afraid.
Your content.
Oh my god, that's a big problem. Why can you not quit a cutscene?
Tells me we should discuss this. Come.
Who's our visitor?
That's Adewale, who's a slave who freed himself, and hundreds of his brothers in the West Indies. That man's a living incarnation of the Creed.
See?
You join me for some practice?
Soon. I've got other business first.
Tell me what happened, friend.
It was terrible, Achilles. The ground shook, and the ocean waves crashed over Port-au-Prince.
How many were lost?
1,000. No
Wally looked worried earlier.
I heard that Liam's waiting for you.
I hear Mistress Hope was looking for you.
Do you think it might be a good idea to come back?
You are late.
Oh.
We can skip that cinematic.
So, what's the challenge today?
Shooting straight and true. Here, you can use these.
These are yours.
Well, I want you to have half a chance of succeeding. Go on.
Would you have to do it in 40 seconds?
Shoot these targets. You can take your time. Not too much. More work after this.
Load.
Anyone can hit targets standing still. Let's see how you do on the run.
Right, we've got 1 minute, so we've got to do it with 20 seconds left on the clock.
Come on. Hurry up. Time's running out.
Did it.
Well done, Shay. Keep it up. You're doing all right, Shay. But don't let the others vex you. They mean well, but they'll never show it.
It's about time you showed up.
Far be it from me to keep a lady waiting.
I'm no lady here. Don't you forget it. I'm your teacher. And you're better.
Well, some of that is true at least. What would we be doing?
Exploring a myriad ways to end a life. You two! Make yourselves useful and watch Shay.
Remain undetected.
Can you kill without being noticed?
Kill while sprint. Okay.
Top form, Shay.
Attack from around a corner, and your target will never know what hit him. Nicely done. I am surprised.
Remain undetected. His
You
head's
certainly know how to handle yourself.
his head's completely on a swivel.
You certainly know how to handle yourself. You did better than I expected.
Oh, we
Have
nailed
your
it.
skills actually grown, Shay? Do not get a swelled head over it.
Never mind.
Shay, follow me. It's time you learn to survive in the frontier.
I think I've been managing well enough so far.
Perhaps. But there is more I can teach you.
Follow Kesagawase. What's our optional objective? I want to concentrate on doing this at the moment. Might do a thing of reading out specifically for a different channel. Locate an animal. We haven't got any optional objectives at the moment. I don't think. No.
Use all your senses together to find prey.
I hope it's not a time. Kill the elk.
Killing should not be meaningless. We must use what nature gives us. Good. Now to use what you have taken from nature.
Pistol holsters. These holsters allow Shay to carry 2 pistols.
With these, you can keep your pistols close. Achilles has one more thing to show you.
Uh-oh. We got a brief reprieve there, didn't we? With no optional objectives. Unless there was one and I didn't spot it.
Say, I hear you've become quite the marksman.
Generous gift. Thank you, Mentor.
My ship awaits, Achilles. The people of Haiti will make good use of your supplies. I trust you will retrieve what has been lost.
Lost? The Templars stole 2 precious artifacts. A manuscript of ancient wisdom and a box that allows one to understand its language.
I have tracked the Templar as far as this coast, but I fear the rest is up to you, my friend.
Farewell, Adewale. Whoever controls the artifacts can access precursor sites of power. We must recover them, or none are safe.
View details. Train with your fellow assassins to prepare for your next assignment. Should we read these entries now then? We've got Adewale, Achilles. Should we just read some of these then? Achilles was born of Caribbean and British descent in the West Indies in the mid-1730s. He was the last assassin to be recruited into the Brotherhood by its legendary mentor Tabai. When his training was complete, Achilles was sent north to establish a brotherhood in the American colonies. Achilles married a woman named Abigail, and they had a son, Connor. Achilles established a homestead where his brotherhood could settle before expanding throughout the frontier. He recruited several promising colonials, including Liam O'Brien, Chevalier Louis-Joseph Gauthier de la Vendée, Kesagawase, Hope Jensen, and finally Shay Cormac to the Brotherhood. Achilles strengthened the ties between the Brotherhood and the nations of the Iroquois Confederacy, particularly the Kenyankahaka. Born to enslaved parents in Trinidad, Adewale was sold to the owner of a prosperous plantation before his teens. He escaped by joining a group of buccaneers who raided the plantation. Ade sailed with the group of men for many years, honing his skills as a sailor. In 1715 he was captured by Spanish authorities, who decided to send Adewale to Spain and loaded him into one of the galleons that made up their perennial... Oh no, I've lost it now. Perennial treasure fleet. Thanks to a hurricane, as well as a young Welsh pirate named Edward Kenway, Ade escaped, freeing more prisoners along the way. Ade and Edward commandeered a brigantine and set sail just in time to beat the worst of the storm. When the hurricane passed, Ade was free once more. Ade became the quartermaster aboard Captain Kenway's ship, the Jackdaw. Oh god, this controller is wrong. Operating out of Nassau for a time. They grew wealthy off their spoils and lived the lives they had always dreamt of, but Ade was a man who valued the democratic ideals of this pirate communities far above the spoils they acquired while living it, and as he saw Edward Kenway fall deeper into a spiral of selfish greed and pointless glory, he wondered if there wasn't a more noble cause he might adopt to suit his ideals. In 1716, Ade first encountered the assassins in Tulum. He returned in 1719, where he spoke with their mentor Tabai and asked him many questions about their brotherhood. After hearing answers that pleased him greatly, Ade joined them. For the next 15 years, Adewale faithfully served the assassins, but in time he became increasingly troubled by memories of his past. In 1735, Ade's ship was caught in a storm, and he washed ashore near Port-au-Prince, where he met Bastien Joseph and Augustine Dufour, whose passion drew him to the Maroon cause. In the following years he used his skills to help rebuild the Maroon resistance in Port-au-Prince. He fled Saint-Dominique in 1737 after killing the governor Pierre Marquis de Fayet and returned to the assassins. Hope Jensen. Hope was... Oh god, this is a long one. Hope was born in New York City to a modest family, but was placed in an orphanage after her parents died. She was adopted by a German couple who hoped to build a new life for themselves in the colonies. They symbolized this desire in the name of their adopted daughter, Hope. Barf City, what? Years of hard work finally paid off for Hope's father, who saw his business endeavors turn great profits, and her family rubbed elbows with New York's elite. But despite their wealth and best efforts to fit in, they are never truly accepted in New York's finer circles. Hope received a good education from private tutors and gradually realized that the world was unfair. In 1742, Hope's adopted father disappeared under mysterious circumstances, never to be seen again. Later that same year, her father's former business partners took control of the family's business, leaving her adopted mother with nothing. Hope and her mother were destitute, forced to live on the streets. Hope's mother died after a long and painful disease. Despite Hope's best efforts at stealing food and medicine, Hope vowed never to depend on anyone ever again. Fun fact, life's not fair, but I got to admire this girl's hustle. V. In 1746, Hope met Achilles, who was impressed by her survival instincts, pickpocketing skills, and strength of will. She was inducted into the Brotherhood a year later. Achilles ordered her ship to set up a network in New York City, and before long, Hope controlled most of New York's organized crime. Kesagawase was born in Wolastoqiyik territory, what is now New Brunswick. Until his teens, he lived in a walled village surrounded by farmed fields where he practiced hunting, fishing, and various survival skills. As European hostilities grew, Kesagawase joined other men from his village as mercenaries helping the French army. In 1746, he met Achilles and Liam O'Brien, who were working with the French army on behalf of the assassins. They were impressed with his prowess and determination and invited him to join the Brotherhood. In 1749, he met Shay Cormac and became one of his instructors. I think we read the other ones. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Can we climb up to the top of this? Is this a sink point? This is interesting, isn't it? Huh. It's very barren.
I hear Mistress Hope was looking for you.
Hey. We already went to see them, though. Do you think we're not really meant to explore this place? I was about to say something.
The Wally looked worried earlier.
I heard that Liam's waiting for you. Seen him yet?
Yep. It looks like there's nothing really left to do here. I wonder if that's quite fun, you know, to do voice acting where you're doing like humph, her, and all that stuff. Imagine that's an interesting day, isn't it? Do you think it's more than a day? I don't know.
Where to? Wherever Templar affairs lead us.
Liam, it's not like you to set out without a plan.
Plan or no plan. We choose our own battlefield. And hey, we know most of these when we're at sea.
Right you are. Let's set sail.
Use the Animus travel field to sail faster and cover long distances more quickly. The Animus what? Halifax.
We only have one lead, Shay. Let's hope it brings us closer to the artifacts.
So Achilles tasked you with this mission?
No. He tasked me to task you. We need to find what was stolen from Mackendal, Shay. You have to recover the precursor box of manuscript. This is your mission.
And what's yours?
Watch your arse.
Achilles doesn't really trust me, does he?
Give it time, Shay. Do this for him. For us. Do much more than earn his trust.
Liam, do you know what Achilles writes about? I see him in his office all the time, bent over his papers.
He keeps records and accounts. Studies what little is known about the pieces of Eden. And of course, he corresponds with assassins on other continents.
Of course.
It's fairly big, isn't it?
Liam, you can be a right horse's arse when it comes to assuming everyone knows the same as you.
I cannot help if Achilles wants me to be familiar with our counterparts in Europe and elsewhere.
Said like his favorite son.
Connor's his favorite and only son.
Then Achilles is heir. Connor may inherit the house, but you'll be mentor.
We'll see.
Whatever you say, Prince Regent of the Assassins.
You call me that again. I'll throw you in the ocean.
Place being sighted. Regular Newcastle it is, Captain. Plenty of coal there. Herring, dead straight to land, Captain!
Oops.
Douse all but mains!
Reef the mains! Clew up gallants!
Should we have a little explore? You know what, that ship's annoying me.
All sail, shall take it!
Breaking up!
On the flank! Douse the royals and tops! As much sail as you can! Reef in all tops!
Captain overboard!
It's alright, I meant to go overboard. Oh wow. Sorry, Beaver. Oh god, that was a bad drop. Do do do. We might need these pelts. Can we loot these bodies? No. What's this? A letter? Can we read the letter? Clerk. 1748, Monsieur d'Abadie. I imagine you have questions about how it is you are no longer a prisoner of the British Empire. As you are deeply stupid, let me explain it to you. Officially, your release is a minor footnote in the Treaty of A La Chapelle, and officially I freed you. You are at best unremarkable, and at worst irrelevant, not only to your country but to the history of the human race. Either way, you belong to me now. I'm something of a businessman, and I need of someone unremarkable. You will soon be granted a position in the naval bureaucracy, and I will make use of what passes for your administrative skills. They certainly surpass your skills as a naval officer. To begin, you will be my eyes and ears, small jobs for small pay. In time you will speak with my voice, and your rewards will also get louder. I do not expect you to understand at present. All you need to know is this: you serve a noble purpose and a grand master. Charles Gabriel Sever, Baron de l'Espérance, Paris. Sever. Wait, so isn't this running parallel to Unity? Oh, maybe that's the point. Because this came out at the same time as Unity, didn't it? Right, so what I need to do is I need to get up here. Huh. Oh, hello. I need to find a way up. Gotta put my leg down. Right, we won't do a leap of faith because we need to stay up here, don't we? The map is very populated, isn't it? How do I do eagle vision? Find the marked sooner than expected. Finally dig up the buried cross. What did that say? Templar crosses are buried around the world. Sorry, Beaver.
You have to come and look at this. Stop you! Come hold that man!
So the combat animations are exactly the same as Thingy, right?
The hour rings for your death!
Don't worry, I'll get used to it. I'm on fire. Do 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 do. What's this? Get ammo. Do we need ammo? Oh yeah, I just opened that crate to realise that I've got a full inventory. We can climb up here, surely. Oh no. That's not what we meant to do. I keep wanting to press X because that's what you pressed for Unity to climb up. But you don't want to do that. Don't you just hold R2? So it doesn't come up. I mean, it doesn't come up with that you've finished this island and...
Loose and trim too!
There's the mains, half sails.
Crowd it all on!
Loose sail!
Have we not completed that island? Maybe there's something else there that we haven't done.
These waters are full of enemies. Where it went, I swear I can't remember. Flew down to the shipping office I went. The paddy lay back. Taking your snack. They could turn around the captain heave a pole. That ship looks empty. Well, it seemed there was a great demand for the colonies, for Frisco and for France.
Race trim the yards off the wind! Trim us off the wind!
Off anchor.
What are you supposed to do then? Oh yeah, this is a... Okay, I know what this is. We gotta just find as much stuff as we can.
Captain has the wheel.
Give me some speed! Crowd on every inch of sail!
Might be an idea to complete some main missions because we might get customization options. So we're currently on the assassin's side, right? We're going to a fort. They got a dock around here somewhere. They got a dock here.
Reef the topsails and gallants!
We jump on that. Tinker Sailor Soldier Spy.
Trust me, you will sell those lobster by the ton in France. Ah, the cabbage farmer has returned. About time. We have a lead on that curious manuscript.
I'd be surprised if you can read it.
No one can read it, imbecile. This is why the Templar are taking so long with it. But one of our allies has caught a glimpse of their work.
A pirate?
A spy who worked with the pirate. We set sail for Anticosti. That should prove a good test for this floating cesspit you call a ship.
How trustworthy are the pirates?
I consider them brothers, Shay. When the time comes, they will lend aid and help us fight the Templars. If only the roast beef would realize the Templars were pulling their strings.
Are the Templars truly in control in the colonies?
Not quite, but their influence reaches far and wide.
And what about the spy we're meeting?
You need not worry about Le Chasseur. He is loyal to the Brotherhood. As it happens, he also has friends in both the French and English fleets. And he knows more about what goes on in these parts than you can ever hope to learn.
So, Liam, what can you tell me about Adewale? You obviously admire the man.
I had the honor of working with him once. I've never known anyone who'd done so much for our cause. But it's much more than that.
Adewale was already a legend before joining the Brotherhood. He was a pirate. The scourge of the West Indies, rubbing elbows with the likes of Blackbeard, Woodes Rogers, and Calico Jack Rackham.
Spyglass. The spyglass is your best tool at sea. Look at a ship to see how powerful it is and what cargo it is carrying. Look at a location to see everything available there. Hold up to use it. Move R to look around and use R2 and L2 to zoom in and out. How do you use it? Ah. Well, that's a bit awkward. You have to hold up. Okay.
There, Captain. An English vessel. And she looks to be in trouble.
That's fine indeed. Perhaps we should aid her journey to the bottom of the sea.
Now, let's not be too hasty. She's full of crown cargo. Take a look through your spyglass and see for yourself.
Precisely. I say this is a good day to light King George's flames.
Be careful. A few shots should be enough to cripple her. Too much damage and she'll go down with all souls. It all spoils.
We can board and loot her before the crew knows what hit them.
But break up!
Douse the gallants and ride!
Ready to mark, sir!
Oh, did it sink? Oh, it sunk. Damn. Should you reload the checkpoint?
Loose all and trim sharp to the wind!
Who's topsails, gallants and royals? That wind's trouble, Captain Cormac.
Incapacitate a Royal Navy schooner.
There, Captain. An English vessel. And she looks to be in trouble.
That's fine indeed. Perhaps we should aid her journey to the bottom of the sea.
Now, let's not be too hasty. She's full of crown cargo. Take a look through your spyglass and see for yourself.
Pretty sight. I say this is a good day to lighten King George's pockets.
Do you think it's a good idea?
A few shots should be enough to cripple her. Too much damage and she'll go down with all souls. And all spoils.
We can board and loot her before the crew knows what hit them.
Race back! We're going to hit them!
Fire!
Enemy heading for us, sir! Schooner by the rigging!
Haul in the stunsail! Fire!
Incapacitated ship. When a ship is on fire, it becomes incapacitated. You can either get close and hold circle to board it and try to get all its cargo, shoot to sink and get half of its cargo.
Hold your fire! Don't want to sink her. Now's the time, let's board her! Show them what's for, Captain.
Come on, men. The spoils are ours. For the Morrigan!
Have we got guns? Dun, 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 dun. Wait, oh no, don't get on that. Did we do the optional objective? What should we do? Salvage. What does that do? Gives us money.
Brace! Brace! The sea between here and Anticosti is rough, Captain. We should strengthen the Morgan before going any further. There's a harbour master station nearby. We can spend our new wealth on improvements.
I didn't realize there was a brotherhood in Haiti.
Yes. Francois McCandle is their mentor. He gathers many of his assassins from the Maroons.
Those are escaped slaves and their children, right?
They are. A shame, though. They escaped terrible conditions only to be killed in that earthquake.
But Haiti's a French colony now.
Aye, it is.
And here, the assassins are helping King Louis. But in Haiti, the French own the slaves who are set free by the assassins.
Our struggle is beyond political borders, Shay.
Anticosti shouldn't be far. Keep us on course, Captain. There's Percé, Shay. Small fishing village.
Is this the place? I see nothing but fishermen and their gear.
Aye. Percé and fishing go hand in hand. But it will serve our purposes well enough. The French fish these waters first, but King George is laying claim to more every year. The locals are caught in the middle.
Reef! Shorten all sail!
So that's probably why there's more collectibles and stuff. Ship upgrades. You can upgrade your ship at the Harbour Masters. You will need resources, which you can find by doing various activities: boarding ships, looting supply camps, looting outposts, and capturing settlements.
What service can I provide?
We've upgraded our cannons and our hull. Sell. What do we have to sell? I don't know if I want to do that really. The Morrigan's appearance. Ship upgrades are mandatory if you want to progress in the North Atlantic. From a harbour master's or directly from your captain's cabin, you can acquire new ship upgrades. Some will allow you to increase your hull's resistance or your storage capacities, but others will increase your firepower, the number of cannons, or even provide you with new weapon types. Upgrades will require gold, but most of them will also require cargo to build them. You can find cargo by attacking other ships, then boarding and plundering them. Oh, we can't. 9 broadside cannons on each side of the ship. And the hull. Prerequisites further in the story. Wow, what is all this? Puckle gun. What is all this stuff? Loads of stuff.
Rum bit of business, that.
Sail to the fort on Anticosti.
Captain, how's that? We should resume course to Anticosti, Captain.
Indeed. The chasseur is waiting for us.
The sea between here and Anticosti is rough, Captain. The Morrigan seems sturdy enough for the challenge.
Ships ahoy!
More fishermen from Persay.
Enemy ships!
They're sinking the fishing boats.
You must believe those fishermen strayed into their waters.
These cowards must pay. And would you look at that? Standing right in our way to Anticosti. What say you? We sink every last one of them?
For once, I find myself agreeing with you, Shay.
Stranger things have happened.
Oh. Oh, you don't want to go down, do you?
That's the last of them. Then let us go on.
Not too far from Anticosti Island now.
Will your friend the spy be waiting for us?
Yes. I hope Le Chasseur has more information about the manuscript.
Maybe he'll have the whole thing figured out for us.
Maybe I'm Emperor of Rome.
Ave Caesar. Salt air, open skies. A man out on the ocean is as free as a man can be. What do you say, Liam?
We're out here for a reason, Shay. Mind your duty.
Well, what's the point of freedom if you cannot breathe deep and enjoy it?
The Templars stick to this continent like tar. I won't feel liberated until we pry them off.
Seems to me we should just talk to them like men, instead of skulking around.
And would you smile and wish them a good day as they lay their boot on your neck?
Of course not.
They're murderous bastards who want to control the world and everyone in it. Never forget.
And we have nothing in common with that, of course. Fall down! Fall down!
Trouble is we might freeze to death. You see, we're freezing to death in the water. Do you think there's an upgrade that we need? One out of 10 chests in the Uncharted. Is this a relatively short game then? It's going to be difficult to get back to the ship.
Captain's the helm! Get the mainsails into the wind! Raise those sheets! Let's round it all on!
Aloft, lads! Loose the royals!
Wait. What's that loot? We missed the loot.
The mains! Blew up gallants!
Bear with me.
Loose all! Let's move!
Sir! Stunsels! Let's catch this squall!
Douse the royals and tops! All down and clew up!
Blew up gallants!
Gone in the drink!
Better be worth it. Forward. Nice. Oh wow, there's a ship to get back to the ship.
Fire!
I don't know.
Loose made sails!
I thought it was R2.
Half sails!
I thought it was R2 to make the ship go faster.
Fire! As much sail as you can! Pull them in with a will!
It could have gone better.
Brace for impact!
Loose down! Catch some wind! More sail! All sail!
Aloft, lads! Loose the royals!
So what's up with the burning ships? Are they just full of loot?
That ship is drifting.
off the wind! All in all sail!
Oh, did I? Oh no, it's fine. What happens if we stay on it? Oh shit, it kills us. I hope we go from,
That's the last of them.
Then let us go on.
Ah, yeah.
Not too far from Anticosti Island now.
Will your friend the spy be waiting for us?
There it is. Anticosti. The chasseur should be there. And with any luck, he will know where to find that manuscript.
That wind's trouble, Captain Cormac.
It expedited us, didn't it? To the location.
That weather looks monstrous.
Haul in the stunsail!
Dock the ship here, Captain. We've arrived at Anticosti Island.
Go on ahead, Shay. We will meet you at the fort.
The rum here is terrible. Let me see. That's not rum. It's eau de vie. What the devil is that? Whiskey. Well, the whiskey here is terrible.
The French explorer Jacques Cartier was the first European to discover Anticosti in 1534. He originally named it Isle d'Assomption, as well as declaring it a strange and cursed island. However, by the 17th century it was referred to as Anticosti in an attempt to mimic the name used by the indigenous people of the area. Although historically more of a hunting ground than anything else, the island was settled in 1680 when King Louis XIV of France handed it over to the explorer Louis Joliet. Joliet, finding himself in possession of the largest privately owned island in the world, built a fort for his family there. Despite its size, Anticosti has never been a well-populated island, likely due to its treacherous coastline. Fun fact, over 400 ships wrecked themselves on the rock and reefs surrounding the island, earning it the nickname the Cemetery of the Gulf. V. Who's V? Anticosti became a territory of the British Empire as part of the Treaty of Paris that ended the 7 Years' War and officially became part of the province of Quebec in 1867. What happens if you just walk up and cut this bell? Oh, it annoys them.
I miss my Marie. Such a true and fine-hearted heart.
Where did you meet her?
At her third wedding. I slipped into the feast.
I would say you slipped into more than that.
was a slightly different animation, wasn't it?
I wonder why there are so many Royal Navy ships about.
I suppose because there are no French ships to challenge them.
Who has more ships?
The English, by far. But they're spread thin.
Do they have more than the Spanish?
Hard to tell. But the Spanish keep to the south. Too cold for them.
Can't say a blame.
Oh!
So there are some slight different animations.
So, Louis Joseph, how goes the fur trade?
Not well enough to put beef on my family's plates.
If you want beef, raid more British brigs. They're loaded down with barrels.
Oh, yes. Their Irish farms yield much meat, don't they? Now, that is smart management. Far better than the locals could do.
Take a look at this. I borrowed these plans from a Royal Navy ship of the line. They are like nothing I have ever seen.
Good. We could use some more powerful weapons. Le Chasseur, allow me to present our associate, Chez Cormac.
Gentlemen, I have news. On this same ship, I spied the manuscript you seek. It was written in an exotic language I did not recognize and was full of drawings, plants, and animals out of an opium dream.
Were there no charts, no maps?
No. There may have been some kind of code, but neither I nor the roast beefs could ken it.
Where's the manuscript now?
The man who brought it said a man named Washington sent him.
I know that name. He's an important Templar, isn't he?
He is. Lawrence Washington has great ambitions that Templars have helped fulfill. Shay, let's return and find him. You, sir, have our thanks.
Mission complete. What were the details on it? Sail to Antisconti Island to meet with the spy Le Chasseur. The assassins have both allies and enemies in the far north. Take care of business. So what do we have then? 1, 2, 6 more. Activities. Why can't we go to the activities yet? Sequences, secondary sequences. Interesting. So, where are we off to? Should we get this point?
I've done nothing.
Oh shit. What's that little man? What's this? Cave painting. Oh shit. Where did that shanty go? Oh, I got it. That was kind of luck. It went on a really awkward trajectory. Shall we sink this viewpoint? I think that is where we shall leave it today. So, my name is Waldowski. I'll say that again. My name is Waldowski, and thank you to every single one of you who watched. And I may see you tomorrow. Cut. Did you like it?